Welcome to Urochannel. Do you know the number one sexual dysfunction in men? It's premature ejaculation, and I am going to define this term for you today. Stay tuned. Okay, please subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up so that I can become rich and famous. And now for today's topic, it's premature ejaculation. And what is premature ejaculation? One has to say, I don't really know, because even the experts, and I consider being one of the experts, we don't really know because it's a very difficult topic. So I will try to break it down for you. First of all, premature ejaculation is something that occurs early. So if you ejaculate early, it defines kind of like premature ejaculation. But then you have to fulfill some other criteria which are linked to this. The second criterion is that you have to have some interpersonal distress linked to this condition. So if your partner is distressed, if you are distressed, because of that, this would classify more like premature ejaculation. And the other thing is that you have to have some perceived loss of control over your ejaculation. Premature ejaculation is pretty much defined by time, but there is no real consensus about this time. So the most consensus that we have is like lifelong PE, let's call it PE for the sake of simplicity, is under 1 minute, and there's some definitions saying it's under 2 minutes. So for this reason, it's very important that you have this perceived loss of control and that you have this interpersonal distress. There are two main groups of PE. The one is lifelong PE, the other one is acquired PE. And lifelong PE is defined by early ejaculation in whatever circumstance, like from the first masturbation to the first sexual encounter, every time, every place, under any circumstances. It's early, it's under 1 minute, it's sometimes even less than that. Acquired PE is something that happens during the course of life. So let's say you started off with a normal ejaculation, a normal time. What's a normal time? There's some research about this. They did some stopwatch research showing that it's around 5 to 6 minutes intravaginal latency time. So by the time you insert your penis into the vagina, it's about 5 to 6 minutes for most of the people. So let's say you had these 5 to 6 minutes, and then sometimes something happens, and suddenly you start having ejaculations that are under 2 minutes. So that would be classified as kind of acquired PE. So if we have lifelong PE and acquired PE, we have some more definitions that make it even more difficult to define. The one thing is a perceived PE, meaning that you are under the impression that you ejaculate too early, while in the reality, you have a perfectly normal intravaginal latency time. The other one is a variable PE, meaning that sometimes you ejaculate shorter, in a shorter period, sometimes it's a longer period. And there is another variant of PE, a pseudo-PE, which is linked to erectile dysfunction. So if you have erectile dysfunction, knowing that you can't hold your erection for a sustained period of time, you are tempted to just try to get it over with. So you try to lose control, you try to ejaculate earlier so that you don't get in the state of erectile dysfunction. By the way, not everybody who has a short latency time once in a while classifies for having PE. For this diagnosis, you have to have a thorough workup at your urologist. For example, if you're a guy in your 20s and you're getting very excited while entering into sexual encounters and you ejaculate very soon once in a while, that's totally normal. That's not PE. I hope this was some useful information for you, and I would be delighted to see you again in one of my next videos. Goodbye.